As Bill Shankly once said, some people think football is a matter of life and death. I assure you, it's much more serious than that. The World Cup is the most watched sporting event in the world, with 32 teams battling it out for the most coveted prize in football. For the first time in history, an African nation will host the tournament this year. Seen as controversial by some, and by others as an example of soccer's ability to be progressive and inspiring. How will England fare? Which teams are the front-runners? And who are the rank outsiders? To discuss the beautiful game, I'm joined by Stephen Merchant, award-winning writer and graduate of the University of Warwick.
Hello.
And Karl Pilkington, a man with a head like a fucking football. An orange one. Alright, I'm finished. Cut!
Alright.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to calm my gums down.
Well, you don't do it with water.
What do you do it with?
You're trying to calm your gums?
You do it with meditation and hard drugs.
What's the problem with your gums?
When I'm stressed out, my teeth know.
What? What do you mean?
Say that again.
When I'm sort of stressed out, me gums and my teeth know before I do. It's like a weakness.
So what's up? You got a toothache then? I thought you went to the dentist.
I did the other week.
Well, what's wrong with your teeth then? It's just because you're stressed.
I don't know.
Why are you stressed? What have you got to be stressed about?
I don't know. That's what's weird with stress, isn't it?
No.
Your body can be stressed without you realising. That's what kills people.
Stressed. No. You're stressed because you feel stressed, and then your body gets weak because you're.
No, because I'm pretty good. I never feel stressed. That's part of my problem.
That's not
I
a
am
problem.
stressed, but I don't know about it. That's
But
why
that doesn't make any sense at all.
It's #1 killer.
What do you
never
mean?
get stressed.
If you don't feel stressed, how are you stressed?
But you must be stressed if your teeth
Right.
are telling
It's
you you're
like saying,
stressed.
I didn't feel I had a pain, but apparently I did.
Listen,
Go on.
I was in Israel recently. I had a bag put over my head, chucked in the back of the van. Now the thing is, I kind of
Right.
thought, well,
It wasn't a blind date, by the way, and he wasn't being arrested or kidnapped. It was a training thing, wasn't it, for
yes,
kidnap
but
situations?
I didn't know.
What, you didn't know they were going to do it?
No, they don't tell me anything, do they?
That's good.
So what happened then?
So the thing is, that happened. I had a panic on a little bit. Afterwards, they took the bag off. I realised everything was alright. I was calm, but my body was shaking. And that's what I'm
That
saying
doesn't
to
make
you.
any sense.
My body, as far as my body was concerned, it had just been kidnapped.
Right.
But I knew I hadn't. Anyway, football.
You know the bag they put over your head? Was it like a tennis racket cover? What shape was it?
You sure they just didn't go and thought, oh, I thought I just bought the world's biggest orange?
Come on, let's do this.
Right.
Soccer.
Yeah.
The World Cup
We thought
2010.
we'd jump on the bandwagon with every other fucker who's doing a World Cup podcast.
Yep.
Even though we've got nothing to say about it.
Whoa!
What?
I got a few things.
Yeah, but it's going to be so disappointing. We're going to get excited. We're going to sit down. In fact, if you're listening to this now, England are probably out of the fucking World Cup.
I disagree with you. I'm right behind the lads.
Yeah? Right, okay.
But do you remember? Because I've watched the World Cup a few times with Ricky in different projects we've been doing in the past. We've been in different situations. Do you remember when the last time we qualified? We were doing a project, and we watched it together in a hotel room.
We're watching extras, right? And
We're making extras.
Making
Watching
extras,
the
yeah. And we watched it. We said, "Oh, go into my room." I went to Steve's room, but of course, in the hotel room, it was just like a big bed. So we sat on the bed together, and we thought that was a bit intense. So I put a line of pillows down.
But I don't understand what he was put a line of pillows between us. Now he knows I'm not going to jump on him.
No, I know.
He's not going to jump on me.
No.
But he's still terrified that some kind of paparazzi is going to sort of parascend down the building and peer in and take a photo of us. And that's before we've got time to explain that we're just watching the football. It's already printed going, well, this is clearly evidence of their game. There's no way that they could possibly be sat on a bed just as friends.
No, but hold on though. Why were we naked? Why didn't we just pop some trousers on?
But I seem to remember that you, even though it was my room, you forced me to sit in the chair. It was one of those really uncomfortable box chairs.
I said it's weird. I can't get excited. We're having a beer, okay? So now we're drinking. Now we're drinking in bed. On the bed.
In bed?
No. We had our clothes on. We're on the bed watching football. But I couldn't go, come on, England, with a little man sitting next to me in the bed.
Not little man at all.
No, big man. And so I just thought, let's pop the pillows down. That wasn't enough. I said, Steve, I can't do this. I can't watch football with a man on a bed. I said, so go in the chair, and he sat in
So I
the
sat
chair.
in this chair, which is, for a man of my size, those tiny little crappy hotel box chairs are no good. It's 90 bloody minutes plus the interview. It was my room. I was furious.
I felt like I was, like an old rich man just waiting to die, and my little manservant used to come and sit and watch football with me
Exactly,
in the
yeah.
last days
The last
of my
days.
time. I'm in bed going, oh, it's gone again. He goes, all right, I'm up later. Look, Rooney's taking a penalty. No, it's gone. It's all out. I go, oh dear. So, yeah, let me clean it up. We can put this on pause. It's Sky Plus.
Let's open a window.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the most, often I think football fans are very homoerotic. They're hugging each other, jumping on each other, swapping shirts and stuff. So there's nothing wrong with it being intimate watching a football game.
Yeah, but I don't think gay people do that. Gay people don't run around hugging each other and swapping shirts, do they? They get stuck in. Carl, would you sit on a bed, right, with Stephen in a hotel room, right, watching football? Okay, you're pouring each other wine and beer and shouting.
Well, no, there wasn't that music playing. There was the roar of the crowd and John Motson doing commentary. It wasn't. It's not a sexy sound at all.
What do you think, Carl? Someone said, "Oh, come to my room. We're watching football." You got there and he went.
Well, who was on the bed
That's not
first?
what happened.
Who was on the bed first?
Well, he probably got up to answer the door. So I don't know. I came in, I thought, well, there's only a bed here. We sat down, we thought, yeah.
No, but it wasn't. It was a chair there.
Well, yeah, but you know full well that if you're in a room with Ricky, he's the one who's going to leap straight on the bed and demand that you...
I just took the chair.
Well, why would you be concerned with lying on a bed next to me?
What's up with that?
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Why is it
Why?
weird? I don't understand this.
Because
I've changed my tune.
it's a bit weird lying on a bed with a mate, just watching football.
Yeah, you don't do that when you go around a house, do you?
Yeah,
You
but
don't
it's
pop
because
up
you have a sofa and things. We didn't have that in the
Yeah,
room.
but when you visit someone in hospital, you don't say, move over. You don't pop yourself down next to him, you sit on the chair next
No,
to
because
him.
you're not there in a relaxed situation for 90 minutes enjoying a game of sport. It's just a more formal environment. Because you're quite a sport fan, aren't you, Carl?
Yeah, but not in. I don't like getting into things too much because it can
Well,
only be
that's true.
disappointing.
I've never seen him get into anything, to be quite honest.
No, I am a football fan, but I've got it now to a point where if they lose, it only bothers me for about half an hour,
Yeah.
and then I move on. Because the thing is, I'm not in control of it. There's nothing I can do to alter that team. If I could go in and say, listen, you're lazy, you get your finger out, you move up front a bit, it's different. But it's totally... It's like getting annoyed with nature. There's nothing you can do. So let it happen, watch it if you want, but don't get annoyed about it, because it's totally out of your hands.
Interesting
Yeah.
that Carl's team tactics also sounds like he could be directing a gay porn. You get your finger out, you get up front. You're lazy.
Oh, that's amazing. What do you think of these people, though? I love it that everyone's an expert. Everyone's a pundit. You see these fat people in pubs going, well, he's lost a few yards up front. Yeah, you'd be great. You fucking score a goal then, fatty.
Wearing a football top.
Yeah,
I hate that.
exactly, yeah.
They shouldn't make them for them. Shouldn't make them in that size. It should be one size only. If you're fit enough to play football, you can wear one. If you're a fatty, you're not. It looks ridiculous anyway.
But what's that? That's what he was talking about.
So you were a big fat slob with his belly out in an England shirt going, I could score from there. Go on then, let's have a go.
Hey, listen, calm down. Don't be slagging off the fans, because that's what it's all about. Football's all about the supporters, isn't it? You know, let's not forget these people paid millions to entertain us. If we want to drink till we're fat and eat pork pies and then put on an England shirt, we'll do it.
But
That is
what's
the
it all
British way.
about?
That is the English way. That is what we won a war for.
What difference does it make if we win or lose? That's what I always look at, the end result.
How can you say you like football and then give us that argument? The
Well,
only
it's-
reason to watch football is the excitement of the challenge.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Well,
It is
and a
entertainment.
bit of skill. It's nice to see a bit of skill. And
Well,
go,
that,
that was
yeah,
clever.
only because it's entertaining.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, enjoy the game for what it is, and then forget about it. If Fat Bob in the pub, he's got his football top on,
Just.
he gets all annoyed when England, lose.
Yeah.
What difference does it make? What difference does it make if they lose there or lose in the final?
Well,
What's the point?
Well, I'll tell you what difference it makes. I knew a Fat Bob, okay? That wasn't his name, but I'm changing the name to protect the innocent. And him. And he's not innocent, right?
Was it Fat Dave?
It was a big fat bloke, right? And he worked on one of the crews, that used to bring in equipment where I used to work at the Students' Union, okay? And, he was massive, right? And, I think it was 19 1990 or 1992, the Euro, right, when England got knocked out, and he went mental. And he was so angry, he went out and he wanted retribution, okay? Luckily, there were no German people around, but the closest he could find was a sausage van. Some poor bloke who delivered sausages, and he turned it over. He got the van and he turned it over, because it was selling sausages, so he thought, that's German enough.
No, well, if he's fat, he's probably just annoyed that it wasn't open.
Very excited because Peter Crouch is in the tournament. Now, Peter Crouch...
You identify with him, don't you?
I love Crouchy. He's exactly the same height as me,
Yeah.
6'7".
He's sort of lanky and awkward looking.
Right, but brilliant. I mean, still a very... let's not forget that he is playing in the national squad.
Yeah.
He is a striker. He's got an excellent track record of scoring for England. Admittedly, maybe not in the super top important games, but nevertheless... Tremendous.
He's like
track
your
record.
role model. He's like your pin-up.
He's a role model. He wrote an autobiography, which I was going to call my autobiography, Tall Stories. Crouchy got there first, but good luck to him. I give it to him.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him to do that. I once got someone who came up to me in a club once and said, "Are you Peter Crouch?" I said, "Yeah." I thought, she thinks I'm Crouchy, what's the problem? Let's see how far we can get with this before the truth will out. But I was disappointed.
I didn't know you wore glasses.
No, exactly. I'm sort of off duty, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't wear them on the field, but...
Do you think he'd have had a different career if he'd have worn glasses from the age of 5, like you?
This is one of the reasons I've not been a great footballer. Have you ever seen me doing any form of athletics or sport?
No.
Because I like to think I look quite elegant. I feel like I'm actually in control of it, but when I look back, if someone's videoed it, I look like one of those giant costumes in It's a Knockout. Where the arms are flapping and they just fall over.
No real expression on their head. Yeah.
But one of the things I was disappointed at, I was looking at, because obviously around this time of the year there's lots of advertising because of the footballers are all getting endorsements. And I was looking to see what each one are doing. And Wayne Rooney, he's got endorsement deals with Nike, with Nokia, with Coca-Cola. Lampard, Pepsi and Adidas. Peter Crouch, you know what he's advertising?
Go on.
Pringles. It's not the coolest one, is it? Pringles. I mean, even the name Pringles. Really?
I know. It's sort of like an insult, isn't it?
It is.
Who's that Pringle? Is that... hold on.
Is that Crouchy?
No, it's Steve Merchant.
I mean, I love Pringles.
Yeah.
And I'm pleased to see Crouchy's associated, but I was disappointed.
Don't bother mentioning Pringles thinking you'll get some free Pringles, because he went on about Munches, and then we got another fucking sniff.
Well, true.
What do you think of that, Carl?
But are you a fan of Crouchy? You must be,
They're all much of a muchness. Honestly, I didn't want to come in here and start talking about football. I'll watch it.
What do you mean you didn't want to come in here and was like, what a thing to say?
What?
Imagine Gary Lineker going, hello, welcome to BBC, I didn't want to be here today, talk about football, fed up, I've got better things to do.
No, but it's something you talk about. I mean, it's ridiculous coming in here talking about it before we've even kicked a ball. Who knows what's going to happen? If there's one thing that's good about it, it's that, innit? Not knowing.
Well, that's what I don't understand. I don't understand all this punditry, where we have a 3-hour build-up, then they talk about it half time, then they talk about it for half hour afterwards. I mean, for me, it's like, it's kick-off, who won? They did, 3-1. Alright, cheers, let's get on with work.
But also, we like the whinging after. We are, this country loves a moan. They love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Love a good moan. I don't know how we'd be if we won. We'd go, alright, what was he talking about?
Yeah.
See, back in 1966, people weren't as miserable.
No.
Okay, hang on, I'd like to hear this theory extrapolated.
Well, they weren't, were they? People were, the war had happened, like, not that long ago.
Right.
People getting on with it, 66, everyone's smart, you dressed up if you went out, they weren't on as much money.
The
Footballers. It was just a game of football. Whereas now, it's like all this build-up going on. Just get on with it. I'm sick of it, honestly, I'm sick and tired of hearing about it.
I'm with you. I do think it's ridiculous that there's a match, and the programme before, it's like 2 hours before it, and then an hour afterwards.
Well, that's just a shameless attempt to keep people... I mean, let's be honest, you and I have been guilty of being involved with that, haven't we? We've done various little skits and sketches in the past.
But that's fun. I mean, we do that for us, not for them.
Yeah.
I don't care whether people like it or not. I did it because it was fun. I dressed up, you and a dwarf. The day doesn't get better than that.
Well, I was in a pub watching that year, and I'd forgotten that we'd done that, or at least that it was going to be shown that day. So I'm in this pub, it's rammed, obviously, and that comes on, the telly's on the big screen, and suddenly that's that sketch, right? A couple of things annoyed me. One, no one was paying attention. I was furious. I was thinking there's a couple of good-looking birds there. Look, at least on the fucking telly. Oh, look at the telly. Me in the sketch with Ricky Gervais and Warwick Davis and I'm playing Crunchy. No one, not paying attention. The few that were, not amused at all, could not get... My mother, of course, remember, famously said, that's the funniest thing you've ever done, which we knocked off in about 20 minutes. No one in the pub seemed interested. And then a few people, like, looked round, looked at me, looked at the screen, sort of shrugged, carried on going. Nothing. But also, kind of, it is embarrassing, that situation.
I was on a flight, internal flight in America, and, you know, on the internal flights, you don't get individual screens. They give you individual players, but there's also screens all down the aisle for people, right, where Ghost Town was on.
Ooh.
Looked over, someone watching the extras. and I had to make sure that at no point did I glance up at the screen, like he's watching himself, and make sure I flicked over whenever it came up The Office or Extras.
Yeah, if I'm on the tube and I'm flipping through the paper, sometimes there'll be an interview with you that I'm not aware is going to be in the paper, and I have to flip on by because I don't want to bloke on the tube going, oh, reading about your mate, are you?
Yeah.
Don't get enough of him, do you? Need to be reading, you know what I mean?
I know. Carl.
Have you been recognised, do you ever get recognised much?
Yeah, now and again, but I haven't done anything of any worth ever. It's almost like recognising a neighbour or something, because they sort of go, it's him, and then the other one might go, what's he do? Go, I don't know. It's not like I've done something
of any worth
yet.
Yeah.
None of us has done anything of any worth. It's all relative to the entertainment industry. You know, whatever you think of The Office, you know, I'm very proud of it, but I haven't secured a bunker in enemy territory. I haven't given a kidney away. Do you know what I mean? It's all relative. It's just, did you entertain anyone? Did you, you know, bring a smile to someone's face? Was it a laugh? I think you're forgetting all those emails I pass on to you for those people that have had traumas in their lives. You know, the earthquake victim. There's people that have lost relatives or had, you know, terrible life-threatening diseases, and they say the podcast got them through. Doesn't that warm the cockles of your heart?
Well, normally it's gone straight to you, hasn't it? And you just forward me on, so it's almost like spam to me. It doesn't feel as special, because it's like, here you go, look at this, you know.
Unbelievable. I've got the new iPad. I've had it for a few months, actually. It got sent to me by the inventor. That's who you're dealing with there, Steve.
Bloody hell.
You've got it, aren't you?
Still getting free shit.
My favourite app on this is that you just type in what you want it to say, and it says it.
Karl has got a head like a fucking orange. The cunt.
That's good, that.
It's almost certainly what it was designed for.
I haven't seen that on the advert.
Karl has got a head like a fucking orange. The cunt.
That's great. She sounds like a Radio 4 news announcer.
So what is that for?
For doing that?
Karl has got a head like a fucking orange.
Right.
The cunt.
Yeah.
Did I mention his round head?
Good. Right then, so
I think I first became really excited by the World Cup that famous year when Maradona did the handball. Do you remember, what was that, 1986?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so exciting. Because obviously he'd been so brilliant in that tournament, and then he did cheat, as we all know.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Do you remember that moment, Carl?
Well,
that was really formative for me.
I know what I made of it.
The cunt.
I don't know. Isn't cheating part of all games now?
Hang on, here we go.
hold
This is
on.
controversial. There's a lot of young people who look up to Karl as a role model.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the world we live in now, isn't it? It's get what you can, how you can.
But what's your feeling? Are you the sort of person... I mean, have you ever cheated in a game? Are you that sort of person?
I just think my dad does it a lot.
What, in board games and that?
Yeah, just cards, you know, Monopoly.
How does he cheat at Monopoly?
Just nicks a lot of the money.
Oh, just straightforward nicks the money. I hadn't thought of that. I love that.
But how do you not notice him doing it? He
Because
doesn't
I'm
understand.
busy looking at, you know, what properties I've invested in and stuff. And the money's just there, isn't it?
See, I don't see the point of cheating.
No, I
at
don't. I
Monopoly.
say that to him. I say, you're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. But to him, he's broke the system, hasn't he? He's got round the rules. What do you mean I can only have that much? Who says I can? Bosh. Get some more money. Buy some more hotels. And in a way, that's life, innit? All people with loads of money now, you kind of go, have they made that honestly?
Right.
You know, I pass big houses in London, and I think gangsters, gotta be gangsters to have a house like that.
Yeah.
There's no way a normal job, someone who's... Because I know, I'm trying to make money, and I know how hard it is to make money. Because the more money you make, the more hands are out there, taking little bits. So how the hell has this man bought this house? It's gotta be a crook.
So do you yourself cheat? Would you consider yourself a cheater? Are you honourable?
In games.
Well, just generally, do you cheat on anything?
No, do you know what? The other week, I'd had a cup of tea and some fish and chips at this pub, and they only took for one. And I went back the next day and said, "Oh, you didn't charge me for my fish and chips."
What a fucking moron.
I paid. No, I didn't tell her about the tea, though.
Got a free tea?
The free tea, yeah. I just thought, well, you know, it's pretty good that I've gone back to pay for that. How much is a tea bag? The water's free.
Yeah.
I'll have that for free. So that, again, that's just me. It's like the Mars bar and the paper round. It's me going, well, I've been good. The fish would have cost money. Potatoes are pretty cheap, but I'll pay for it. But for my goodness, is a little gift. Have a free cup of tea.
But who's given you the right to make that decision?
That's me, that's me. I'm deciding there.
Right.
I'm in charge. I didn't have to go in there. I didn't have to go back and pay. But I went back and paid. Tell you what, Karl, treat yourself. How's that? Have the cup of tea. Alright, I will do. There's the fish and chips. If she was good at her job, she'd have remembered. I thought she would have done. In a way, it annoyed me that she didn't go, "Oh yeah, so you did. Well done. Thank you very much for coming back."
Right.
She just was like, "Did you?"
Not
She
enough
looked at me.
gratitude. I know what you mean.
She looked at me like we didn't even know.
Yeah.
I was worrying about a staff member
Getting
sort
fired
of
or
getting
something.
done
Yeah.
or having to pay for it.
I know where you're coming at there.
One of my first disappointments with football, I was 10 years old, okay, and one of the teachers was in charge of the football team, my junior school, and I went down to Tutty's. It was a shop in Reading with my mum. So it's white socks, black shorts, white shirt. Knocked on his door. I said, "I've got my kit." He went, "Well, the trials were yesterday. You've missed it." That was it for a year, right? Next year, when the trials, got the trials, okay? He was going, "Everyone, I want to give it 100%, right? Really try hard, really try hard." He's watching people play, right? I made sure that every time I ran by him, I was out of breath. Really trying. Every time I ran by him, he's sort of looking at me, I think, yeah, right. Came to it, he said, "The team is this, I'm left out," right? He went past me, and he went, "You've clearly got asthma."
So you didn't make that team either?
Yeah, and I didn't, and I vowed that day, never try hard at anything.
Yeah, well, you've certainly kept that up.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Karl?
Do you play sport at school?
A little bit, but it was never taken seriously at school anyway. It was, I think the PE teacher was a geography teacher as well. So it's like, you know, what does he know? It was all that. Basically, he put some tracksuit pants on that were always too tight for him. Could see everything.
What were you looking at?
Because you couldn't help it. It was in the days when clothing was tight as it is, and then it was like lycra tracky bottoms.
Oh, right.
And everyone used to say, "Look at the state of that."
But like he's stealing sausages from
it was ridiculous,
Londis.
ridiculous. So he didn't know what he was doing anyway. If anything, it was dangerous because he didn't know what was the capability of a 10-year-old kid's body. Right. He put you through loads of stuff.
Right.
He didn't like me anyway because I wasn't that good. If you're not that good, teachers don't like you.
I thought you'd be pretty good.
I wasn't interested. That's the thing. I did relay and I got done for swearing. Got whacked on the arse with a baton.
Hold on, why were you swearing in relay? When did that come into it? When do you need to swear in relay? You're running round, how do they know
because
you're
the lads
swearing?
wouldn't slow down, so I couldn't pass it on. So I sort of said, "Fucking slow down," and he heard me, and then went mental at me. But yeah, so it was never. I mean, Darren Campbell, the athlete, I've told you, I don't know that I was involved in his training.
No, don't know about this.
Yeah, Darren Campbell, I think he won a gold medal.
Didn't he used to push you around in a bath or something?
It's not less than summer wine. It was in my go-kart.
Right.
And it was a motorised go-kart, and you had to like pick it up at the back, run with it at speed, and then drop the wheels down and the engine kicked in.
But hold on though, that means you always needed 2 people to get you going on a go-kart.
No, one. He did it.
Well, where were you?
Sat in it.
Well then you did need 2 then to get it going.
What are you on about? I was sat in it.
Yeah.
He picks it up, runs with it.
Yeah.
Drops it down. Wheels start, engine starts, off I go.
But what would you have done without him?
Well, I couldn't have done it.
So you do need 2 people then for this motor
Well,
race
one
to go?
person. I'm sat in it.
Yeah, but counting you, it's 2 people needed.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Jesus
But what's
Christ.
so bad about that?
Well, how can you have a play with yourself then? And you go-kart.
Sorry, this was part of his official Olympic training.
No, but I just feel like that was part of his early training,
Right.
which is the important bit in any, job or.
Well, no, we
walking
should
life.
explain, people who don't know, he was the bloke who used to push the bobsleigh in the Winter Olympics, wasn't he, for the England team?
No, he was a runner
Well, how is that part of his training then? Pushing a fucking go-kart?
What was he doing?
because it's running.
But he's running about a yard.
No, sometimes more than that, quite a lot, and it's just, God, what do you want? It's Darren Campbell pushing me go-kart.
Yeah, but you seem to be taking half the credit for his gold medal. All you've done is sat on your arse, you lazy twat.
I just kind of think he was at the age where it's important. He could have made a decision not to go into it at that point, and I think he was never keen to get in the go-kart.
Yeah.
He was always keen to push it, and I used to let him. Now, if I said, no, I don't want you pushing me go-kart, who knows? I'm just saying I was there at the start.
Doing nothing. Providing nothing.
Sitting on your arse.
Sitting around. Letting someone else
all right,
do it.
what athletes have you helped?
Well, I didn't know this was let's do a podcast about athletes we've helped.
You've not helped him, Carl.
I'd have come prepared.
I bet if he ever did a book, an autobiography, he'd go, the early years, Darren Campbell.
No, I want to know if he has done an autobiography, because we're going to be looking this up.
I remember the training
I'm making a note of that
In
for
all
the next
weather.
time we do anything.
round at Pilkington's,
Darren Campbell.
pushing a go-kart.
Pushing. Bald.
You weren't bald then, were you?
No,
Had a
didn't
lovely
have-
little hair of a
no.
Chinaman.
Didn't have
Orangey
very good hair.
twat. In. Crap. Cheap.
Wasn't.
Go-kart.
120 quid it was. You know how many paper rounds that is?
What I like when you're watching football on the television is if it goes to a close-up of a footballer, it's just kick the ball out, missed the goal, it's gone for a free kick or whatever. If you stay on any footballer for more than 10 seconds, they will either swear or gob.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's a fact.
Oh, yeah. I've never needed to gob that much. I don't care how knackered I am, I'm never gobbing like that.
It's weird though. The other week, I just sat in the garden, slavering, just to see if it would ever run out. And it's amazing. I don't know where it all comes from.
What is the
That's
strangest...
extraordinary.
That's amazing.
Just to see if it would run
So
out.
now he's got to the point in his life where, as a hobby or a pastime, or just to count down the minutes before he dies,
Yeah.
he's sat in the garden
Creating sputum.
slavering to see if he'd ever run out. I mean, that's amazing,
Where's it all
Carl.
come from?
Well, you create it, don't you?
But from what? I'm always getting done for not drinking enough water.
Salivary glands.
But it's amazing. Honestly, I just sat like that with my head forward and just let it drip.
Wow.
Me!
So Suzanne
That
comes
is
into the garden
like
and all
an
she sees is her
lobotomy patient.
boyfriend sat like something from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
Yeah,
Nest.
like someone had been
dribbling.
battered around the head with a cricket bat.
No, she was
Did
reading something.
you
She
answer
was
back
sat
to a
there.
dictator? Yeah. What did he do? Battered me.
But
You
I-
got a truncheon up your arse as well. Yeah, that makes me slather.
No, just sat there.
What a fucking
That's
mom.
extraordinary.
What
What-
a div you are.
And I just had my head there and it continuously... I think I got bored of it before it stopped.
Oh God! I have never heard anything like this. Oh God! I need a second opinion.
Wanker.
It's unbelievable. He just sat there with his head down, slavering, letting it just.
That's
You
extraordinary.
weren't even sort of like gobbing. You were just
No, just
letting.
letting it sort of drop.
You've got nothing else going on in your life, but you've got time to do this.
So your brain wasn't even engaged.
How long were you there for?
I tell you what, no joking, probably a good 15 minutes.
15
Wow.
minutes of sitting with his head forward,
Amazing.
letting him salivate onto the grass.
But do you reckon you could do that amount?
I would
Well,
never
we
do
never
it.
try.
Never
We'd
do
never
it.
try.
I'd
Never
never
try.
have that amount of time.
I tell you now, you will never see either of us sat there for no reason in the garden with our head forward and our mouth open, seeing how long we can create saliva.
Unless I've just come out of a coma.
yeah, or a gas attack.
Yeah.
No, I have a lot of. I'm sort of Goz Unlimited.
That's a great new dance duo, isn't it? Please welcome to the stage. It's Goz Unlimited. Amazing. Didn't you have a little bit of problem in China with them all gozzing?
Goz Unlimited.
Oh God, I tell you, they're just spitting all the time over there. I don't know what it's all about. All the time, that noise of that continuously.
That-
everywhere you look.
That good sort of footballer ball of gob that they spit and it kind of flies a couple of... I can't do it. I've tried. I can never do it.
Yeah.
If I try and spit, it just dribbles down my shirt. I don't
That's
know why
amazing.
I can't do it.
That's amazing.
I've tried in the
What
past
did
because
you
it used to
do?
be cool. I remember when I was a kid, you'd be hanging around outside the spa.
What you got to do is you've got to sit in a chair in the garden, just put your head
Like a
forward
practice,
and
yeah.
open your mouth and just let the
yeah,
you know the all comes out, and you'll probably get bored after about 15 minutes if you're a fucking moron.
I like when you're watching the football on TV and it just goes quiet for a moment. There's like a lull in the action, and you just hear that sort of plaintive horn.
Yeah.
Come on, England. Come on, England. I just find it's so kind of mournful. It's sort of, and it's just the fact that someone's taken the effort to take it. I don't know what instrument that is. Is it a trumpet or is it just? It never sounds as elegant as a trumpet.
I don't know. Maybe
Just some
it's-
kind of horn.
It's sort of it's reminiscent of like battle though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like there was you had all the cannons and everyone, then there was one bloke that just had to walk. One bloke that carried the flag.
But it's never triumphant. It's sort of, you imagine you would have it at the funeral of a great footballer.
Yeah. Echoing around the stadium.
It's just, it always makes me slightly depressed.
Although it is safer to be him in a football match than when you're walking into battle, because if you're the fellow with the flag, you're you're a walking target.
Yeah.
Everyone can see that.
Target practice,
And
yeah.
then they go, and even if it's dark, they go, I can't hear it, but I'll just shoot at the sound of that trumpet.
Yeah.
And no one likes the fucking trumpet.
No one wants to hear the
Hang
trumpet
on,
with
what's
every
a
war.
trumpet?
What?
What do you mean a trumpet into war?
Well, there used to be people that would, carry an instrument that would dun 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 dun, or
What, in a battle?
Yeah, keep them marching up, keep the morale of the soldiers. Bloke with the flag, bloke with the drum, bloke with the trumpet. I mean, think of this.
Ventriloquist?
This the Scots Guard, yeah. Diversity. They'd be,
Yeah.
they'd be
Doing
Subo at the
backflips.
back.
Yeah.
Subo at the back.
I'll
Just
put
keep.
her out the front. I'm not having this. I don't believe that is.
Of course they did. Back in the day.
Are you sure that happened?
What about the bagpipes?
What about 'em?
We better start going because I'm running out of breath.
It's a good job this podcast is free, because if you just paid for that.
It's not a good sound anyway. If anything, it might annoy you, and then you're more angry, and then you go mental with a gun.
Well done, yeah.
I think that's what it's more about, isn't it?
Because there's certain instruments that aren't appropriate for a war, like maracas.
Maracas, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Too
They're
happy.
just, it's just a bit too carnival.
Grand
isn't it?
piano.
Oh, one of
That
those
wouldn't be
sort
appropriate
of
at all.
No.
that thing, that sort of the little
Yeah.
penny whistle or whatever they
When
call
someone
it.
gets shot at the arse, that is when
Definitely.
the major goes, oh, okay, well, oh, bloody hell! Scott. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
Cymbals are a good sound for a war.
Good.
You want cymbals, don't
Crashing
you?
cymbals, timpanis,
Very good, exciting.
cymbals, timpanis.
so at what
But
point?
one of those, keyboard guitars.
Yeah, that's
Not as cool.
when the-
Funky, but
yeah.
not as cool.
Oh, the batteries are falling out.
You don't need a wah-wah pedal in a war.
No.
So why is that stopped then?
No, they still have military bands, don't they?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's more
More
like
pomp
a
and circumstance,
Sunday sort of bandstand. Let's play We Will Rock You.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
the thing about modern technology is, helicopters and tanks is going to get drowned out, isn't it? Years ago.
Yeah. Nowadays, they send in a sort of really good sort of mega mix DJ.
Yeah, Joe Bunny.
Yeah, exactly. Westwood's up there, going giving it. he's doing like scratching and
Come on, the place is mad deep with Taliban.
yeah.
Stuff like that.
What do you think about George Best using up his liver, then getting another one and getting pissed again?
Clever.
Well, that's always going to encourage it, isn't it? I've always said that.
What?
The moment we can replace stuff, people just go, oh, sod it. Like
What would you do
smokers.
if you gave someone a kidney
And
and
mess
then
with it?
and they started
You
just
saw him down the pub again.
doing drugs and shit and
Well, I wouldn't hand it out to someone just like that, would I? I think you should be allowed to say, right, who's it for? Can I meet them? And then have a chat with them,
right?
saying, have you learnt your lesson?
Well, I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm a little kid who wants a kidney. Okay. And you come to me. I'm at the top of the list. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. Are you going to give me one of your kidneys so I can live?
I don't know,
Well, I'm at the top of the list, so why's your head so round?
right, so definitely not.
Why?
Definitely
He's a little
not.
Kid, look
He's
at
a
him,
little kid.
pale.
No, I need a
He's
kidney.
cheeky though, isn't he?
No,
Cheeky.
please,
Lovely
please,
little kid,
roundhead.
waffle bear.
Can I have your kidney?
No, you can't.
Oh,
have it.
come on,
Right,
you've got
let's see
two.
another kid. Let's see another kid.
No,
Lesson
I'm at the top.
learned,
I'm
lesson
top of
learned.
the fucking list. Give me one of your kidneys, you round-headed twat.
No. And I wouldn't
on.
feel bad about not giving it you.
Well, hold on though. Can we have a second opinion from the nurse?
Wanker.
Thank you, nurse.
I would not feel bad about walking away from that kid and saying you cannot have a kidney.
So you're gonna.
Do you know what? I'm going to take this kidney out and bin it.
Hey, wait. Do you know who that kid went on to become?
Go on.
Winston Churchill.
Right, well maybe I helped. It's like Darren Campbell all over again. I made him stronger. I was tough with him. He saw how tough the world is.
No, but he didn't. This is an alternative universe where he died because you never gave him that kidney.
Yeah.
Well, you can't worry about that then, can you? If you're going to start going that far back and forward and stuff. But I think I don't know what I'd expect someone to be like. Just want them to go, what do you eat? I'd say write down your diet.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna treasure this kidney. I'm gonna treasure it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna really work hard and I'm gonna make something of life more than you did.
So I'll.
So your kidney's going to be a lot better off for me than you lazy tosser. I'll tell you that. If you want achievement, then you know I'm going to go to school. I'm going to do really well. Unlike you thick little round-headed shit. So the quicker you get the fucking kidney out of your useless body and into mine, we'll all be happy, won't we?
Okay. Well, I'll go away and think about it for a month.
Well, no.
There you go. Don't have to get nasty. Sick of it. I'm always helping people out.
That's a big ask, isn't it?
If I came to you, Rick, in all seriousness,
Yeah.
and you could give me a kidney, would you give me a kidney?
What if I end up needing it?
Well, yeah, but that's the point, isn't it? That you're doing something.
Can I have it back? Can I have it back if I need
No.
it? What?
No, because I need it. Mine are failing. I need at least
Yes.
one. I need at least one.
Yeah, you need one. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. This is on loan. Because if my other one goes, I want that back. Because then I'll be on one.
Well, no, yeah, but then we're both on one.
No. Right. You've got yours are fucked. So
Yeah.
you might as well be on none. I've got two. Okay. I will give you one.
Yeah.
Right. With the express understanding that if my remaining one packs up, I want that one back. It's on loan. If we both live out our life, then so be it. But if this other one goes and they say, well, you need another kidney, I go, right, I know where I've kept one for the last 10 years.
So
It's
you're
in Steve.
going to come to me, right? You've gone knock knock. I've opened the door. My beautiful supermodel wife is there.
She's going, oh, his kidneys are brilliant now.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's great. He never stops having the sex.
Yeah.
She's making us iced teas.
Right.
You know, she says, "Come in, Rick.
Yeah.
Sit down." So good. She says, "I love you. Thank you so much."
That's all right, don't
This
worry about
lovely man. I know you've not got long to live because you're old
Yeah.
and fat.
Yeah.
You've had a good innings.
Well, you've had a good 10 years, though, haven't you, with this kidney? And that was
but
I'll tell you what,
love this man.
You can return the
and he's so
favour.
young, and
Give me back my fucking kidney.
We've got two beautiful children.
Right, I tell you what. Give me my kidney back and have one of theirs.
Two beautiful kids. Whose
Yeah,
small
there
little
you go,
kidneys.
there's-
Small little kidneys are no
There's
good
four
yet.
to choose from. They're growing you. They're
Small
growing you.
little
It's like when you
kidneys.
put a little plant in a big pot. They grow. They're catch up. The kidneys are growing to you. So I'll have my
small.
kidneys back, and you've got four to choose from there. Take one of each, and you'll have two little kidneys to make one big kidney.
Johnson, can you have this man removed from my house?
Would you give anyone a kidney, Carl? Suzanne?
I'm sure he would give Suzanne a kidney.
It's tricky.
Well, obviously you'd give Suzanne a kidney, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, would you, or are you just saying that?
Suppose I would. I don't really like the idea of it.
So if what are you saying to Suzanne right now if she's listening to this podcast?
Karl, good luck. Bit of good luck. You know I need a kidney, and it's got quite rare. Well, we've got the same sort of blood group and everything, so, yeah, you've got 2, I've got none. Bibbidi bob, 1 each. Let's have a good life. Yeah?
Don't know. Yeah, you'll have to have it. Which one are you thinking of going for? Because I think the right one's a bit dodgy because they had the kidney stones.
Well, you keep that.
Do you want that one?
I'll have the left one.
No, I'll tell you what, you have that one, because when I was in all the pain, you were going, it can't be that bad. So you have it. It's in good working order. They've looked at it.
Yeah.
But it is prone to stones.
But he's using this to get back at her. To say it can't be that bad. It's like poetic justice. He can give her the kidney she didn't believe was that painful.
So, let her have that. And, I don't know what's life like with one kidney.
You've got to be more careful. You've got for specific diets.
Yeah.
It is more dangerous.
There's more of a strain on it, but, you know.
Don't like talking about it. It's all, it freaks me out. Freaks me out. It's all doing stuff now. The kidney's doing stuff.
Yeah.
My teeth are hurting still. Still got a little bit of toothache going on there. I've got a sweat on. All stuff's going on without me knowing. Germs whizzing round. I've had jabs for rabies. I've had hepatitis A and B. I don't even know what that does. I've had A and I've had B. That's whizzing round my body. Body's in shock, innit, at the moment. It doesn't know what's going on. I've had...
How is it notifying you of the shock?
Well, I think, like I say, I keep getting this sweat. And, what else have I had? Typhoid. Doesn't that... all this stuff shouldn't be in my body, should it? And we don't really know, do we? They're saying, yeah, have this, have that, shove it in your arm, it's alright. But we don't really know. Long-term effect. I've got rabies in me. I never thought I'd have to have that. Tetanus. I've had. TB.
Well, enjoy the World Cup, everyone. Come on, England.
Come on, boys.
Rouge.
I think I've had them all. One for if I get bit by a dirty monkey.
Well, that's about it for the Ricky Gervais Guide to the World Cup. It was very informative and interesting chat there. If you've enjoyed this one, you can get the entire back catalogue. All the guides. There's 10 guides on iTunes. It's under... What is it under now? They keep moving it around. They didn't like us clogging up the chart in the audiobooks. We were basically taking up the whole charts. They made a new section, which is... isn't it like programmes and periodicals or something?
Something like that.
And now we're the top 18 in that. So, yeah.
Also, of course, Rick, if people like Karl's ramblings, they can see him and us in animated form. The Ricky Gervais Show coming soon on DVD.
Just go to amazon.co.uk or amazon.com or play.
Oh, just get off your arse and go to a shop.
Good luck, England. And thank you so much to Positive Internet. Those guys allow us to do these free podcasts. Someone's got to pay for these, and those guys do, and do a great job. So enjoy the free ones, but buy the ones for a couple of quid as well, please. Karl wants another house.
Wanker.
St. Francis of Assisi once said, "Where there is charity and wisdom, there is neither fear nor ignorance." Acts of human charity have been documented since the beginning of recorded history. Yet even now, in the most democratic and economically advanced nations, charity is still necessary. Does this mean that charitable acts are failing to effect meaningful change? Should charity even be the responsibility of individual citizens, or is it the obligation of government? Do handouts make people lazy and dependent instead of resourceful and responsible for their own livelihoods? Is it every man for himself, or are we all in this together? To discuss these questions and more, I'm joined by Stephen Merchant, award-winning writer and graduate of the University of Warwick.
Hello.
And Karl Pilkington. Gonk.
Right.
So, Red Nose Day, Comic Relief, has come round again.
Yeah, Red Nose Day is obviously the very specific date in the calendar for the whole generic term Comic Relief, I think.
It's normally when the telecast happens.
Yeah.
People know that that's the day when they can dress up, do charitable acts. But of course, Comic Relief is a charity that's working all the time for disenfranchised all over the world.
And you can go to the website all year round, which is comicrelief.com.
I think there's also rednoseday.com, which is if you particularly want to donate for this year's appeal. Have you always been a strong champion of Comic Relief, Karl?
Not really.
Why was I expecting that answer?
Well,
No.
but I mean, we're doing a bit of charity now. We're donating our time. It's not much. It's not costing us anything.
But I do loads of stuff without going on about it. That's, I don't think you should shout about the bitch leave for charity, because then who are you doing it for?
Oh, exactly. I mean, well, this is my thing, isn't it? That there's a lot of people that only do it if it's in the public eye. It's to do it really to be a busybody or to show off or to feel good about themselves. And I suppose that's good and bad. I mean, if it gets you involved, if it does some good. My gift to the world has been you, Karl, to be quite honest. I feel that you're the world now.
I'm sure there's people in Africa going, we prefer blankets.
Yeah.
Doing a wills charity, innit?
Is it?
Sort of.
I mean,
No, it is.
if you make a donation to a charity within the will, I suppose that's quite charitable. But
Do you
just
mean-
giving money to your relatives isn't, is it?
Of course it is.
Well,
They
it
shouldn't
is.
have it.
They're
They
getting something for nothing, but it's... I mean, I don't know. It's giving something away that you have no use for.
Exactly.
Yeah,
mean,
but forget that. It's someone is getting something when
Yeah.
they've done nothing for it, really.
Well, it is. I suppose it is charity, but charity is usually infused with some sort of altruism. It's usually to do with giving a piece of something that is kindly because you could do with it. I mean, not strictly. I think you can give away something you don't need, but it's hardly donating a kidney, is it, or some of your wages? It's like it's not charity on your part because you're literally not around anymore. So it's no longer you giving it, it's just some
Yeah, but
money
I could
there
either
was.
give it them or not give it them. Once I'm dead and I've turned to mush, I shouldn't be worrying about Suzanne's mum getting a table.
Is that
but
why
you
you're
know-
leaving her?
Well, I called up my dad first.
Why are you
and said-
doing a will for the show?
Because of this travel thing
Right,
I'm
yeah.
doing, and it can get dangerous, you know.
But why haven't you done a will up to now?
Because you sort of, I don't know, I felt sort of young and free. Whereas now I'm...
That's never two words I've associated with Karl. He's always seemed like a man who's in his late 50s.
Yeah,
and
exactly,
I've certainly
yeah.
never the idea that you're free.
It's more-
Even if we're just talking about the head alone, it's the head of a late 50-year-old.
Free of hair?
Yeah, totally free of fucking hair.
I'm sort of getting on first name terms with my doctor.
Oh, really?
Chatting more. Oh, what is it this time?
How's your middle finger?
You
Not
know.
too bad, Karl.
All that sort of thing. So it's just made me think.
Have you had that done for the will, by the way, for insurance
I think
and
you
stuff?
need to, don't you, for a will?
I think you do.
There's nothing on the
prostate
paper.
exam?
No.
No, listen, for insurance purposes, I think you need to have a testicular exam for testicular cancer. You're just leaving the high risk for testicular cancer, actually, and you're entering the high risk for prostate cancer.
And you can have both at the same time.
You could have both
the
at the same
examination
time,
at the same time.
if he's a very dexterous doctor.
I wouldn't want that.
Why? Too much like
It's just too much
playful.
going on. It's like someone juggling you.
Yeah, it's like being examined by Squiddly Diddly.
And so you said you called up your dad.
Called him up. I said, "Is there anything you want if I die?"
Right. And presumably, you know, Suzanne, she's getting the lion's share.
She is. But then the fella who was on the end of the phone talking us through it all was going, "Oh, you should get married." I was going, "Oh, shut up." He's saying, "Well, it make things a lot easier when it comes to this." And it's like, well, that isn't a reason to get married, is it?
Well,
So she can have all my stuff. I said, "I've wrote on the bit of paper that she can have it. I'm not bothered. I'll be
What
dead."
did you wrote? What did you wrote?
You know, all that whatever we've got, she can have.
Yeah, great. That's fine. That's as good as a
Yeah.
marriage then, isn't
But
it?
it's something about tax. If you're not married, you have to hand over more.
Well, she'll get... yeah, I suppose if it's money, she'll pay tax on it.
Yeah. I think you get so much, and then it's like ridiculous tax rate.
Yeah.
But she's going, that's why we should get married, I'm going to be paying tax. I'm going, hang on a minute, she's already, like, thinking about money loss, instead of me disappearing.
Yeah.
She's going, yeah, we should. And I'm saying, look, you'll be getting a load of money. I said, if I die on this programme anyway, I'm insured, you'll be getting about £1 million for that.
Yeah.
I said, so that's something you haven't got now.
Yeah.
Got nowhere near that now. I said, so even if you have to pay tax on that,
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be right to get married just in case I get killed.
Well, you are married, aren't you?
Well, then
This
you
is
may
good,
as well
Oz.
get the paperwork.
No, because then everyone wants a party. Everyone's
don't have to have a party, you can go straight down the registry office.
Honestly, people start going, oh, you should do this, and oh, it's not a proper wedding unless you do that.
Have your two sets of parents met?
No.
That'd be good, would it?
Well, I suppose it's a reason to, isn't it? At least if you're getting married, there's a reason for them to meet. At the moment, there's no reason for them to meet.
No.
They'd get on each other's nerves. My dad wouldn't get on with a mum.
Why?
Just wouldn't. She doesn't like me, so she won't like me dad. Because he's just an exaggerated version. So, I think it doesn't need to happen.
But you could just nip down the registry office, get it done and dusted, and you just phone up your folks and say, it's already happened,
I
it's too
said
late.
that. I said, listen, if we had to do it, I said if it was like we've got to do it for some reason, I said I'd do that. We can have it done by 2. You can be back in work for 3. Because at the end of the day, there's no, you know, we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
We're not going to suddenly turn into some sort of Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan film just because we've got married.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same, exactly the same.
Yeah.
Except she'd want a joint bank account or something. That's the only other thing that would probably change, and I don't like the idea of that.
Why?
Just, I like to know what's going on. There's enough people sticking their hand in my account, charity-wise and all that, without an extra hand going in.
Who happens to be the love of your life.
I'm not moaning about it, I'm just saying it works the way it is. You hear about people getting married, and it doesn't last. Adds extra pressure.
What pressure's it going to add? It's not going to add any pressure.
I suppose that you resent the fact that the only reason you'd be getting married is because she gets your money after your death tax-free.
What if you gave her a series of challenges so that she sort of earned the right to have that money?
It just keeps her on her toes. Because whilst we're not married, it's easy to go, I'm sick of this. So it keeps it
Keeps
sort
her
of,
on her toes.
But it keeps us both sort of
Because
doing
you're
stuff.
such a find, she's got to work hard to keep you, hasn't she?
You never do anything in order to sort of maintain this relationship, as far as I can tell. I'm not saying you're a bad wife, but in terms of romantic Meg Ryan type stuff, you never do anything.
Me and Jane were out with them and Suzanne the other night, right, at dinner, and honestly, he is so grumpy. He was saying about for Christmas, right? He said, you've had a flaw. You've had a flaw. Now, what did that mean?
We had a new floor put in.
But how is that her floor?
Because she wanted it.
But you walk on it too.
I paid for it. I don't understand what you
But
mean.
don't you understand that, like, you know, a romantic break, or clothes, or perfumes, you know, sort of things that are kind of indulgent for a lady, that's a gift, not a new floor.
That is like something you give to some little African fella on Comic Relief. In fact, I think I saw it once. He didn't have a floor.
Exactly.
They built him a floor. I remember watching it with you, and they gave him a new pair of shoes and the floor. He went, hold on, floor or shoes, not both. Oh, when that tsunami hit, and it was like a month after Christmas, they showed that Britain had given £2 billion, right? He was going, that's enough. He said, before, they were living in mud huts, now there's an Arndale Centre. So you think charity is alright, as long as people don't get above their station with charity?
I think it should be there as a little booster. Something's happened that they didn't expect. They're all a bit in shock. I don't think they'll feel bad, because all they ever seem to do, these countries that are struggling, they never give anything back.
Right.
They've always got their hand out.
Right.
And it's been like that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid, people knocking on the door, my mum going, don't look at the door, there's someone there. And we'd just pretend they weren't
Charity
there.
starts at home, not at your home.
No, but because it's all the time. I mean, my mum didn't like answering the door anyway, even if it was the pools man, she'd sort of say, don't move, and he might not see that we're here.
So you just froze, where a man was at the door.
Well, because the front room was near the door, so people could see in.
Right.
So you just sort of stayed there and pretend that either you
Well, so
can't hear
like
him.
some sort of predator, like They can't see if you don't move.
What, even if he was peering in through the window and he could see you in there not moving?
So he looked through, and there was 3 people just frozen, right, like statues, right? Just their eyes looking at him, and him confused.
Well, they're clearly dead. I'll move on. There's obviously been a gas leak.
And did you stay sitting or stand up, or did you sort of like throw yourself?
No,
to
we
the floor?
just sat on the where you were, and you just stayed still.
But did he ever look in and see?
I don't know, because you didn't turn around, did you?
So you would pretend you couldn't hear the door?
It's easy. Honestly, the amount of times people would come round, it's either... It seemed to be the 80s had a lot of it, because it was all the Avon thing, wasn't it? It was perfume, Tupperware.
What?
Tupperware.
Tupperware?
Yeah, the plastic boxes.
It's dishes for fat people. Here we go. Oh, these are big. God, they are. They're for fat fuckers like you to eat out of.
There was the Pools man.
Right.
Just a lot of charity stuff. Just a lot. It seemed to be the time, the 80s, that they suddenly found out they can sort of scav money off people.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of scavving.
So that's why we used to ignore the door.
I just love this image of you.
Yeah, so
you're
silent.
in the lounge. Yeah. You're having a little boogie. It's Christmas. Someone's tapping on the glass. Freeze. They just go, well, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Nothing here for us.
Hammer time. Silence. There's a. Okay, right. Let's do the scenario. I'm at the door. I can see you're in there. You might as well come open the door. Karl, why are you staying so still? Are you trying to avoid me?
It's working.
Karl, your eyes are moving. Can you come to the door, please?
I suppose in the end you've got to move
Karl, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm just going to stay here until you have to move. Karl. This is the most pointless podcast we've ever done. Me shouting your name and you pretending not to be here. Okay, and I'll move on then. Right.
It works.
Yeah,
Works perfectly.
Because once they've got you, that's the whole thing with charity. Once they've stopped you in the street, if you've stopped, that's it.
Keeps on going.
You're handing something over.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of times I've been stopped. I mean, the good thing now is you've got an iPod, so you can just either pretend you're on the phone or listen to music.
Or just stay very still. Just freeze when someone says, "Can I trouble you for..." Oh, he's totally frozen.
That would be amazing, because they're normally in one spot, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's just
So
they're
as soon
carrying
as
on
they
selling,
stop you,
and
so
you've
that
got
you
to
just
stay there
freeze
for the
it,
rest of it outside Waitrose
Yeah.
for 7 hours.
Yeah, it goes dark. Well, I've finished my shift, I'm off. And then you just see, your eyes just see them walk away like that, and they all meet in their little tunics. And then you start walk, they look back, and you freeze. And then they walk on. And then you can go home 7 hours late.
If you would like to donate to Comic Relief, why not visit rednoseday.com. Ever since I was young, I've always liked going in charity shops, particularly because, you know, you find sort of interesting old records in there. Never sort of gone in there to buy clothes and stuff, but, you know, books, whatever. And, I was in a charity shop, you know, and I've patronised them for years, and I noticed that through the window, there was like a paparazzi guy, and he was taking pictures of me through the window. That was a bit weird, and obviously the old ladies in there didn't have any idea who I was, so they just thought that was a bit strange. And then it was in one of the magazines, like the kind of celebrity magazines. It was, oh, here's Steve Merchant. You know, despite all the money he must have made from his various projects, he's still going in charity shops. And you just think, but sorry, how is that a bad thing? I'm giving my money to a charity. Isn't that a noble cause? I mean, obviously that's not the reason I'm doing it. I'm doing it
to save 50p.
To save 50p, of course, but
they don't know
that. They don't know that.
No.
They
you won't be going
me.
there and going, keep the change, love. You never have said that.
Never said that.
Never said that in your life.
No, occasionally I'll shoplift. I'm no mug. 70p? Don't you think that seems frustrating, though, that...
Yeah, but what do you expect? What are they going to do? They're not going to say Steve Merchant, Heart of Gold, are they?
I just thought all these things would slowly accumulate towards the OBE.
Yeah, I know. I think you've got to do a bit more than get Roger Whittaker's greatest hits for 10p.
My mum's always in them. And because my mum goes in them, my dad sort of got into going into them now because, you know, the weather's not good or whatever, and he thinks rather than standing outside. He went in one, and he was after a jacket. just like a sort of a casual but quite smart.
Yeah.
He's quite a big bloke, so it's difficult to find them, right? So he's in there, sees the jacket, goes, "Oh look, here's that sort of jacket that I'm after." Picks it up, tries it on. Oh, it fits. It's good, this, isn't it? She's going, yeah. While she's looking at a toad that you put money in or whatever.
Yeah.
So he gets to the counter, and it's got a price tag on it, £8, right? So he said, "I'll give you £6." He had £6 in his pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you £6 for that. She went, "No, it's £8." Now that's wrong, isn't it? That's a good price, and it's £6. They've got it for nothing.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't have any of it. He said, surely something's better than nothing. If you don't give me this for £6, it's going back on the hanger. And they said, "No, sorry."
Yeah, but they might later sell it for £8.
But they might not, and it's been given to them for free.
Yeah,
so
but
what does it matter?
But the old
Who's
lady's
come
not...
up with the price of £8? Who is this?
Yeah.
But
They don't
she's
know how
not
much it's
haggling.
worth.
She's not there to haggle. Someone's priced it up, and she's just a volunteer who's...
Maybe she thought of it that she was losing the charity £2 as opposed to gaining it £6.
But they haven't gained anything, because he put it back on, and how many people want it? How many people are looking out for that jacket?
It might have been the principle. She might have thought, "Oh, you can't haggle when it's for charity."
It was a fair price. I give a lot of stuff to charity. A lot. Most of the time, just because it's nearer than the wheelie bin is. It's just a way of getting rid of garbage most of the time with me. Stick it all in a bin bag, good stuff on the top, the stuff that you're embarrassed about, stick it in the bottom of the bag.
What are you embarrassed about?
Just old shoes, trainers,
Some of the books you've written.
socks, underpants.
Underpants! You do not give underpants to charity.
Washed.
But who's gonna wash? I know, as opposed to just like peeling them off.
Yeah.
Well,
And so-
I don't know why you've got a problem with underpants, but shoes. You see, I'd
Who's
never buy
buying
shoes.
underpants from a charity shop, though? I mean, I don't care how low you are on the socio-economic level.
I know.
You can get about 14 pairs for £1 in some places.
I know who's buying underpants. I don't know who's buying your underpants. I definitely don't know.
I mean, if they were signed...
yeah,
That is something I like doing, though. When I've given to charity, I like going past the shop and seeing if it made it in the window.
Any success?
Yeah, recently, the one not far from here had me egg cups in the window. So it's like, oh, look, there's...
What, you've got a new set of egg cups, so you've got rid of your old ones?
Yeah.
I don't think we've got any egg cups.
Haven't you?
No,
Why
I don't
not?
think so. I don't.
You don't have boiled eggs?
I can't imagine you... It would take... You'd be too impatient to boil an egg, Rick.
Well, yeah, I just it's just those things you think of never buying, like, egg cups, a whisk.
No, but you do eventually.
I suppose you got to, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's things that were just always there when you grow up, isn't it? That you have to go and you think of, but not second hand though.
But there's nothing wrong. Honestly, it's hardly... I mean, it's made the window space. That's how good it was. It had hardly been used, that egg cup. Because it was a doubler. And I think they were quite small for the egg size that I get. I think they were made more for the small egg. And I have the large egg.
Right.
So it was never really
Just
used.
like your underpants.
But,
Are you ever been a charity shopper, Rick?
Yeah. What I used to do a lot of was records and tapes and things like that. But it ended up sort of being ironic. It really ended up like getting, something like Shane Rich's greatest hits.
Yeah.
And things like that.
a bit of a dilemma that my Auntie Nora had. She likes charity shops as well. She's got a neighbour. Went out to Graceland's, big Elvis fan. They came back. She said, how was Graceland? Said, oh, it was brilliant. Best holiday we've ever had. Probably go back again. We've got a gift for you, right? They get out this clock, like a little sort of, it's like a Swiss, you know, the Swiss sort of, looks like a little house, like a cuckoo clock. But on the hour, little Elvis comes out the top and goes, right? So she went, oh, cheers. She's not really into Elvis, she's more into Jim Reeves and Glenn Campbell and stuff. But what can you say? She said, oh, thanks for that. She put it in, took it in the house.
Maybe they could get attachments. Maybe you get a little Jim Reeves to pop on the spring. Change it anything you like So Solid Crew. You can get a little So Solid Crew, and that pops out, or whoever.
So anyway, it's in the house. She's thinking, I'm not going to put that up. It's not her sort of thing. So she thinks, give it to charity.
Of course.
She goes down to the charity shop, gives them that, thinks nothing of it, goes off to the pub for an afternoon drink. Anyway, next day she's going out for an afternoon drink again. Passes the charity shop. It's in the window.
And the chances are her friends are going to pass by.
That was a dilemma.
Of course.
She had to buy it back.
That's brilliant.
At a hugely inflated price. For those that are American listeners, Comic Relief here is a sort of, it happens every other year, and, you know, people often do things, in their workplace or at school. They can dress up, they can raise money in different fun ways, and we were told in a school assembly, it was Comic Relief next Friday, everyone has to come along dressed up in fancy dress to school on that day.
Has to.
Yeah, they said have to dress up. They said, you pay 50p towards Comic Relief, and you have to pay £1 if you don't dress up. Right?
That's annoying, isn't it?
So, of course, I'm looking forward to this, because, you know, I'm a sort of aspiring comedian and that. Get to dress up like a clown, right? Spent quite a lot of time getting the old clown outfit together.
What did that look like?
The shoes, obviously, I just wore my regular shoes.
Exactly, yeah.
But I had the red nose, a wig,
Wow.
you know, the whole deal, big bow tie that my mum made for me, like, you know, I thought this is going to be the best day ever, right? Get to school, I want you to picture this scene, right? During the assembly in my class of 30. School uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school uniform. Lanky kid dressed as a clown. School uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school. There was 3 people in the entire school who dressed up.
But Steve, you're 50p.
Yes, but then worse than that, it turns out I was furious because I looked like an utter dick. Obviously, it turns out that what happened, I don't know whether I'd missed this information, but apparently the headmaster must have had another assembly where he told people that he wasn't allowed to enforce that rule about making people pay
that's good.
against their will.
Yeah.
So obviously no one showed up dressed like an utter dick, except me and about 2 other knobs.
What disappoints me is that for a man who was a self-confessed aspiring comedian, you chose the least funny thing in the world to dress as.
Yeah.
Clowns are anti-comedy. They suck comedy out of the room. It's no...
You're right, and this is from a man who wanted to dress as Hitler at the Golden Globes.
No, that's funny.
He knows funny costumes when he thinks... But you were saying about the guys who bother you in the street. Did I tell you that when I pretended to be foreign to try and get out of that? Did I tell you that story?
Amazing.
Because a technique I used to develop at university was whenever people bothered me in the street, I would pretend to be sort of generic foreign. I can't really do a foreign accent, but I would just be like if someone asked for directions, I was always worried about giving them the wrong directions, so I would just, sorry, I don't really, how you say, you know, it's just kind of vague foreign.
Brilliant.
And I've periodically used this method throughout my life. And not so long ago, a guy stopped me with one of those charity tunics. And I sprang into my old trick. I was like, sorry, I don't,
an elderly Russian woman.
I don't know what voice that is. I don't know what accent
it went from vaguely French to sort of Eastern European beggar.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. And the guy, I was sort of, I don't, he was, well, just let me explain to you about it. Sorry, I'm not from, and the guy...
This world.
Yeah.
I am from planet Snork.
And the guy said, are you Stephen Merchant?
No.
Swear to
Sorry.
God.
Not when you were famous.
Oh, yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because it hadn't occurred to me. It was like a lapse of concentration.
God.
It was a lapse of concentration because,
And did your bow tie spin round and you squirted in the water and ran away? That's what I'd have done.
Because, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you don't always remember that you've been on the it's not like I instantly remembered that.
Amazing.
So he says, are you Stephen Merchant? And then you're in this position where you've got to go, either you've got to admit what you did, or you've got to carry on the lie. And I chose the second one. So I was kind of like, I don't know who that is. What? I don't know what you're... And he was like,
oh, God.
Really? You look a lot like him. I was going, I've never heard, I don't...
In fact, you are Stephen Merchant. Freeze.
I'm always getting stopped for I mean, there's so many charities now. Anything. I think that's the other problem, actually, that there's so many now. Years ago, a problem wouldn't have been a problem, whereas today, it's someone's got this problem, someone's got OCD, and we're collecting for that.
Right.
It's not just starving people anymore, it's everything.
Yeah.
One little fault, they're out there with a clipboard.
Yeah, a lot of new diseases have cropped up, particularly for these sort of rich and famous diseases that really third world people do not suffer from.
So I was in W.H. Smith's probably buying a Valentine's card,
Oh, okay.
So there you go, you see. So I do a bit. And,
Is this the cheapest one you've got, love?
and I bought
Yeah.
I bought a big bar of, like, Galaxy.
Oh, cheaper than a box of chocolates, but yeah, still nice.
For me, that, because he had an offer on, right?
Oh,
this
not
is
for
what I'm
Valentine's
saying.
Okay, she's getting a card, isn't she?
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I felt awkward because she could see that, oh, he must have some money.
What, a big bar of
Because you
Galaxy
could
and a-
afford some chocolate.
Well, it was like an impulse buy thing.
Yeah.
Right,
So she's thinking, he's got money to burn.
yeah.
So, at first, I didn't know who she
There's a
was.
guy over here buying a big bar of Galaxy and a small card. Yeah, follow him.
So she's there, I'm thinking she just works in WH Smith's.
Yeah.
Morning, sir. Alright, how's it going? Oh,
Right.
have you got a minute? So I'm thinking, oh, is it WH Smith saying, you know, how often do you buy the Galaxy? Because they always
Yeah.
do sort of surveys and stuff. So she said, oh, you like chocolate? I went, yeah. She said, yeah, I'll have a chocolate. Right?
Oh.
Little chocolate.
Yeah.
I ate it.
Yeah,
Then
of
she
course you
goes, right, are you aware of the problems in the world? So I'm thinking, oh, what's this? You see, they've been clever there.
Yes.
I can't say no and walk off without a bit of chocolate.
Sure.
Right.
So,
Why don't you freeze? Just freeze.
We're closing up now. We're closing the shop.
So I said, oh, yeah, there's loads of problems. I'm sick of it. So she says,
No, not yours, sir. There
So-
are some people who are starving.
yeah, and I explained to her, I said, listen, I said, I've got loads of these charities every
Right.
month. I said,
Right.
my bank account is literally, because I don't use my current bank account that much. So
Right.
you look at it with a statement, it's like, Tools for Africa,
Right.
Help the Aged,
Mm.
Deaf Kids,
Yeah.
there's another one.
.com, deafkids.com.
There's loads.
Is Tools for Africa when they send people like Karl over to help out?
Yeah, that is Comic Relief. Tools for Africa is another name for Comic Relief if you watch it.
So anyway, I said, I do all this. She's going, oh, that's very good of you, but, you know, we need your money as well. So she's saying, just as much as you can afford, you know, every little helps and everything. I've been here all day. Look, as you can see, I haven't had much luck. It's not that busy in the shop, blah, blah. Oh, all right then, right? So I give her the details. She looks at the amount. She goes, right, now the options are, you can tick the £5 box, the £10 box, the £20 box, the £50 box. This is a monthly payment.
Right.
She said, will I put you down for a tenner? Forget the fiver. She just leapfrogged that straight away.
Yeah.
And you can't go back, can you? Because then you feel bad.
Sure.
To sort of go, well, you've got a £5 one there, tick that one.
Yeah.
She can see I've got the chocolate, sort of wasting my money on things that aren't necessary when
Yeah.
there's people dying around the world.
Yeah.
I said, right, yeah, tenner, fine. And, you know, I filled it all out, I left the shop.
Yeah.
Spent more on that than I did on the card and the chocolate.
Right. So you spent under £10 then, basically.
So I get home and everything, forget about it. I keep seeing these statements going out. It looks like Gandhi's bank account, the amount of stuff I'm giving away for charities.
Sure.
I forget about it though, forget it. I'm doing my bit for charity. I should feel good about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, something kicks off in the world.
Right.
Ring, 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 ring. Oh. Hello? Is that Mr. Pilkington? Straight away I'm thinking, oh, who's this? This isn't good.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, it's so-and-so charity.
Right.
Are you aware of the problems in the world? I said, yes, I am. There's lots of them. Yeah, but have you heard about the latest one? I said, yeah. She went, well, I'm just calling up to say thanks for the donation that you give us every month, but it's not enough. So I said, yeah, well, I think I give enough. I said, you're not the only ones here. I said, I've got 5 charities on the go here.
Yeah.
I said, and, you know, I've give you what I can afford. She's going, yeah, but let me just tell you about the problems. There's so many people missing here. This is bad. These are dying. Da, da, da. I'm going, I know. I was told all this when I signed up, and I agreed to that amount.
Yeah.
The £10 that I said I'm happy to give you, that's what I can afford. Call some other people up who aren't giving you a tenner.
Yeah.
She goes, no, but we haven't got their numbers, you know, and we understand that you're a supporter of our charity, and, you know, just a little bit more will help. I said, listen, I can't. I've given you that amount. If you want, if it's not enough, let's stop the direct debit now.
Right.
I said, if it's not helping you, let's can it, and
Yeah.
I'll give it to deafkids.com. I said, because they're not calling up mithering.
No.
Well, they
That's a
can.
good thing with them. So she said, no, I don't want to do that. I said, well, that's it then. And she wouldn't let it go. And in the end, she got an extra £1.50 off me.
Right.
But that shouldn't be allowed. I think they should have, like, 1 year where they go, this year, you know, hungry people.
Right.
Next year, people with a limp. Or just like they do with the China thing, with the year of the cat, year of the rabbit. It's very clear.
Yeah.
It's that year. That's who we're helping this year.
Right.
If you've got that problem, it's your year. You're going to have a good one.
And who decides?
Just have some meeting. Just have a meeting
But who gets together in the meeting?
What would be the first
charity.
year? What would be the first year? This year?
Right, well, we'd look at it and we'd go, right, what are we hearing a lot of problems about? And someone goes, so-and-so's hungry. Go, right, are we all in? Are we in to give this lot food? And we're not just going to give them food.
So it's not everyone who's hungry, it's specific people. So it's like hungry...
Starving, people who are starving. If someone goes, oh, I've got, I don't know, what's another problem?
Adenoids.
Me kid's deaf. Well, maybe next year. Maybe next year. It's not your turn this time. We can't help everyone at once. Because that's life, isn't it? You've got to give and take in your own life. There's things that I want, I can't have, I do without, have something else
But
that's
there's
more
so many
important.
causes that
But
it
that's
could
what I'm
wait
saying,
20
Steve.
years before your charity
I know,
comes
but
round.
what can you do then? Because we're not sorting it all out anyway.
I'm paraplegic.
Right?
Oh, I need help really bad. I'm paraplegic.
But so does everyone else.
Well, why are you giving it to the hungry now?
Because if we don't help the hungry now,
Right.
they can't wait. You can wait.
Right. Oh God, I'm blind.
Is this a different person now?
Yeah, I'm blind.
Right, well, you're not hungry though, are you?
Well, a bit peckish.
Yeah, well...
Where's the fridge? I can't find the fridge. Can you help me to the fridge?
Yeah.
Otherwise I'll be hungry as well. I'm blind and hungry. I'm blind and hungry because I don't know where the fridge is.
Who's let you in?
But Carl, this is just it's
Just
a
some
chaotic
order.
idea. It's a
It's
chaotic because people who are hungry, there's always going to be people who are hungry.
Yeah, but then...
You're not going to just because there's always going to be new people.
Yeah.
But I sort the problem out.
They've eaten all the food. It doesn't last forever, the food,
But
Carl.
I sort it out properly.
How do you sort it out?
Because I'll go, right, not only are we just giving you food,
Right.
we're giving you some seeds. We're giving you a pan.
What,
We're
you
giving
think they haven't
Let
thought
me
of
hear
that?
the theory, please.
Right.
Sort it out. Don't just give food. That's going to run out.
Right.
Give them a proper... You see, the problem is, there's companies who jump on the back of all... Do you know when I was in the
Okay.
jungle? When
Right,
I was in the jungle,
yeah.
right? On that travel thing.
Yep.
I was in that tribe, right? Now, some company had given that tribe a laptop because it makes them look good. They can send out a press release. Well done to so-and-so computers.
Right.
They supplied the tribe in, you know, out at Amazon with a computer. I saw it. They were using it as a breadboard because they don't know what it is. They've got no electric. It's useless to them.
Right.
And that's what charity does.
Right.
Companies use it to make them look good. When I was there and I really needed to go to the toilet, I was thinking, tribe, I wonder what their toilet facilities are like, right? Thinking it might be better than just doing it in a hole. Surely they've built a toilet. They're not stupid people. They kill animals. They know what they're doing. They know how to cook. Surely they've built some sort of unit. Turns out they don't. They still do it in a hole. But some company had been there, some plumbing firm, and given them a toilet, right? The bloke who, you know, the producer who was out there, he said, "Oh, you'll be happy. There's a toilet round the back there." I'm thinking, "Oh, brilliant." I go round there. It is a toilet, but it's not plumbed in.
Sure.
So it's just a vase with shit in it. It doesn't work, and this is what we need to do. We need to get out there and say, this is how it works. Educate them.
Okay, so let's do this then. So it's just with the seeds. You're not giving them a... so I'm a starving African. Hello, Carl. Have you got any food? Got any food? Got any sandwiches?
Well, I
I'm
have,
starving.
but if I give you my sandwich,
Yeah.
there's someone else behind you, and they'll
okay.
all come out.
So what are you going to do then? What are you going to do?
I'm going to help you.
How? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna make you think about how to make food.
Oh, okay, right.
Have you ever grown anything before?
No.
Right, well,
No.
here's some seeds for potatoes.
Brilliant. Oh, thanks, Carl. See you later. Do I just put them in the ground, yeah?
Put them in the ground and water them.
Oh, there's no water, you dopey cunt.
There is some
No,
water.
there's no water, you dopey cunt. That's why we're starving, you dopey cunt.
Right, well, at that point, that's where I go, well, this is a lost cause here.
Right.
There's no point.
Can I have your
So
sandwich
then-
after all?
No,
or
you're
what?
not having it. You're
right,
not having it now.
so not only can I have a sandwich, you give me seeds with no water, you useless, bald-headed fucking twonk.
Right, but all I've done there is made the mistake of the computer firm who's given a laptop to a tribe. It's
Right.
useless.
Right.
But there's got to be another way round this.
Go on, then.
Either move,
Right.
because every year they're going to be queuing up saying, "I'm hungry, give me a sandwich." No, you're not having another sandwich.
Once again, it's an utterly ill-informed discussion.
I'm just saying, there's no point queuing up every year. Do you want a sandwich? Here's a sandwich.
But Carl,
the
you-
next year, can I have a sandwich? Where's your brother? He died. It's not sorting anything, it's buying him an extra day, an extra month or something.
But
It's
Carl,
pointless.
the point is, like Ricky's just flagged up, is that some of these countries, The conditions.
He died.
The conditions are not there to just be able to plant potato seeds.
So what are they meant to do then? Do you think we should go out every month, every year with sandwiches? Is that your answer, like some sort of buffet, an all-you-can-eat thing once a year?
Oh God.
You see, it is bad. I don't want to come across harsh. They've got nothing. We waste stuff here. Waste annoys me just as much.
Right.
When I see sandwich shops chucking stuff out in bin bags, binning it, when there's people out there who are hungry, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I don't understand.
Right.
It's a problem that isn't being solved.
So your conclusion for these people, because there's no water where they are, right, is move. That is your honest. They should move.
Well, what's your solution?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't even pretend to know. But
I tell you, it's not just it's sticking a, what's that saying? I don't know. It's sort of sticking a plaster over a hole or something, and the plaster comes off. It's a problem again.
Yeah, that's the saying. Yeah,
it's the same.
I think that was Mark Twain. No,
sounds more like Gandhi. If you would like to donate to Comic Relief, why not visit rednoseday.com.
Oh, I've got to tell you something, Steve, that cropped up when we were at dinner the other night. Karl said the most exciting words. He said, "I've had another film idea."
Wow. Does it star Clive Warren?
No, it doesn't. He's gone bigger than that.
Well,
Karl, turn the film idea.
Yeah, but you slagged it off on that.
No, I was just trying to. We're all chipping in, saying, "Well, that they're all trying to help."
No, Suzanne. You see, you had a go, and then Suzanne thought, "Oh, I'm going to have a go here as well." If I'd have told her that at home, she'd just go, "Yeah, that'd be that." But suddenly, Jane was chipping in. Everybody was having a go. Yeah, I didn't see anyone else coming up with anything.
Well, they didn't realise it was a script editing meeting.
Yeah, they just thought it was a dinner.
They're just saying, "Oh, that
No, I'll tell you why it cropped up. I saw it. It was another thing in that free paper.
Yep.
It was something about, the way we're advancing fast.
Right.
Which reminded me of the, my film, The Love of Two Brains and stuff.
How's that? Is that being made yet? Have you had any?
And it was just saying, about how bodies can get reused. In a way, recycling is the ultimate.
What did it say about that though? Because you didn't go into that. What
it was hinting at bodies being reused.
When you say hinting, you saw a bit of a headline, didn't read on.
No,
and made the most up in your head.
No, it was scientists saying in the future. It's that old thing. In the future, this is what we'll be able to do.
Do you mean like Frankenstein being reused? Old body parts fusing together.
Yeah, but that was all different. It was like a short arm and a long leg, and that. This is a full body.
Right. So pitch the film idea to me.
Yeah.
Sell it to me like I'm a Hollywood executive. Sell me the film.
Right. Well, I'd probably tell you about the science facts there that I've read.
Okay, let's start from scratch then. Thank you so much, Karl, for coming in. We heard there was a rumour that you're dealing with a British film company about a thing with a man with two brains with. A guy called Clive Warren we haven't heard of, but Rebecca De Mormon we're very excited about because she wouldn't be a lot to get, so this film wouldn't cost much.
Right, so like I say, I've read they're going to be sort of the ultimate in recycling. If anything happens to the brain, they can reuse the body. You've got to remember that. Fantastic. By the time this film is made, that's probably going to be bigger news.
Fantastic.
So it'd be great if it can coincide.
No, we love the fact we love this sort of research. We love this level of research. It's exciting.
So what I was thinking is, I'm picturing probably. It doesn't matter. It's not as fixed. It doesn't have to be this person. But I'm thinking Tom Cruise.
Okay, Cruisey. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
And the way it works is.
Do you know Tom, by the way, or have you got an in there, or?
No.
Okay, but you just.
I think it's a sort of film
that would appeal to Tom.
He'd sort of be into. I think it would excite him.
Okay.
Great. Okay.
Great.
So
have you ordered coffees? Did
what?
Did Cheryl get you a coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thanks, great.
So
are you hungry at all? Do you want to?
No.
No, great.
So
Cheryl, I might have a tea actually. Cheryl, if you could.
Will we wait for the teas before she comes in?
She'll just sneak in. She will be very quiet. She'll be like a dormouse. She won't even know she's coming.
Okay.
You've got your coffee. I want your tea. You don't want anything.
No, I'm fine. Thanks.
Go.
Actually, I will have a tea. Actually, Shell.
2 tea, Shell.
Thanks. Okay, go.
Right.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Thank you. Thanks. Is there sugar? Sorry, is there sugar in this show?
I'll put it in there. Go, shut the door behind you. Thank you. Okay.
Go.
All the way. Go.
Tom Cruise. So I got Tom Cruise. That's what I've pictured so far.
He's just done Mission Impossible 7.
Right.
In this film.
Oh, in the film.
So he's playing himself?
No, what you're seeing on the screen is Mission Impossible 7. Like I say, if we don't get Cruise, it can be Bourne Identity, and it can be, what's it?
Yeah.
Oh, so if we get Cruise, he is playing himself.
Yeah.
And he's just made
and in this film, he's just made Mission Impossible 7. It's the future, is it? This.
No, what you're seeing
Right.
is Mission Impossible 7 on the screen.
So I've gone into the cinema, and I think I'm going in to see Mission Impossible 7, or I'm going in knowing it's this film.
Yeah.
So I'm going in to see...
Okay, what's this film called?
I haven't got a title yet.
We'll just call it Karl Pilkington Project 2.
Right.
Okay. KP2.
So you go in. The opening thing is Mission Impossible 7. You think I've seen
bit-
this?
yeah,
I
I've seen
thought it was just KP2.
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought
confused,
KP2.
yeah.
Excuse me, I came here to see KP2. No, this is not the film I came to see. I'm talking to the usher. I'm talking to the usher. No, this is the film. It just, what you're seeing is Mission Impossible 7. I don't understand.
Right, listen. So what happens is then it sort of pans out. You see it's a telly. There's a bloke watching Mission Impossible 7. Right. His girlfriend's watching it going, oh, I love Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He's there going, I can't be doing with him. He's
So it
overrated.
is set in the future, though, this, because we're assuming that he's made 7, so this is a...
Yeah.
How far in the future is it?
Well, when will Mission Impossible 7 be made?
I don't know. Probably about 2 years, the way it's going.
Right, so, yeah, 2013.
Okay.
Right? And this is underway then, is it? This practice of recycling the body?
Yeah, by then, it's well known that it's out there
All
as,
right.
as scientific.
Let's not get bogged down in a lot of these things we can iron out, as I say, in the script.
So you see
developments.
Mission Impossible 7 on the
Cheryl,
screen.
are any of those biscuits still knocking around?
Do you want to do this meeting?
Yes, I do. Sorry, he's a bit easily distracted, but I will have a biscuit as well, Cheryl. So, okay, I've been watching the film. It's Mission Impossible 7. It's pulled out. There's a guy in his room, in his lounge
His
with
girlfriend's
his girlfriend.
watching it. She's loving it. She's a fan
She
of
loves
Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Right.
He's a little bit niggled. He wanted to watch something else.
Sure.
She decided on the DVD. He sat there annoyed. I can't be dealing with Tom Cruise. I can't believe they've made 7 of these films.
Right.
He's a rubbish actor. I should be the actor. You know, I've been doing acting for years.
But he's not an actor,
Well, he is.
Okay.
But he hasn't quite made it.
I
He's
see.
in pantos. He's sending a lot of demos off. But he's just
It's
not
funny
being
because I
seen.
remember this is one of our notes to make it more plausible, this film, because you didn't have him as an actor before, did you?
Yeah, well, this is how it works, isn't it?
Right, interesting.
Yeah, well, you two don't know about that meeting, do you?
Right, okay.
So,
Right,
forget
so
that.
he's a struggling actor.
So what happens is, next day they get up, right?
Yeah.
She's still going on about Tom Cruise.
Loves him.
Thinks I'm sick of him. Right? She loves him.
Got my biscuits gone in my tea. I left it in there too long because he
that's
put me off.
stupid.
you
Just hang on, let me just
fucking
think.
twat. Can I get the spoon, please?
Yeah, sure.
Biscuit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all
probably
gone
better.
soggy.
Soggy.
Oh, that's soggy.
Cheryl, can we get some more of those biscuits in here, please?
Do you want to hear more? Or
Yeah, I'd love to
Yeah,
hear
no,
more,
I'd love to
please.
hear more,
I'm just
yeah.
conscious
Can
that Colin Firth's coming in. He's won an Oscar, so
And he's got an idea
yeah.
about a prince with a
Right.
cleft palate.
Anyway, listen. So, what happens is, he gets so annoyed with his girlfriend liking Tom Cruise. He plans to kill him.
So he plans to kill Tom
Wow,
Cruise.
this is new. I've
Now,
never
this man is a jobbing actor. He's obviously based in the UK because he's in Panto. So he flies to Hollywood.
No, the equivalent of that.
Oh, he's based
sort
in
of-
he's based in
yeah,
America.
he's a bit part player.
Yep.
So he sees Tom Cruise. He kills him somehow. Now it's some way.
Right, how does he kill him? Because this is all new to me.
I don't want to put everything
Because
down on
again,
paper. This is
in
just
the,
a rough
in the original
idea.
pitch in the restaurant, Tom Cruise just dies on the set of Mission Impossible
I
7.
see, right.
Yeah.
Oh
Which-
yeah. Yeah, that's right.
okay.
Oh, hang on.
So
right.
he dies in the film in Mission Impossible 7. They're doing
Right.
that thing on the strings.
Right.
He cuts. He lands.
Right.
His body is in perfect condition.
hold on.
But how is she watching the film?
The film, yeah. Did they put it out even after Tom Cruise
No,
died?
no, sorry. He was filming Mission Impossible 8.
So he's okay. So
He's filming the next one.
They film the next one. Mission Impossible. Okay, sure.
He's annoyed. He's going, I can't believe they're making more of these films.
Right.
I can't get a gig, and yet
Yeah.
they're churning this crap out.
Yeah. Okay.
So, he's on his springs,
On his wires, yeah.
on his wires.
Yeah.
An accident
Spring
happens.
sounds better. He's bouncing around.
Like a baby growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The strings cut, smash, Tom Cruise, dead.
Right.
Right?
Right.
The bloke hears this on the radio, on the news.
Yeah.
The girlfriend's fella. Hears it on the news, he can't believe it. He's like, yeah.
Ooh.
Takes his eye off the road a little bit in the celebration. Truck ploughs into the car. Right?
So he's killed as well.
Well, is he?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Little interlude. Fades up. Comes out of... You're seeing it out of his eyes. You see his eyes sort of opening. You know when you're seeing out the eyes, you see the eyelids.
Yeah.
And you see his girlfriend there sort of looking at him like a bit startled.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going, oh, what happened? And she's going, it's all right, it's all right. And he's going, oh, get me a mirror. She's going, I don't want to get you a mirror yet.
Okay.
Oh, hold on, what's going on there?
You've had a bad accident.
Oh, probably terribly disfigured, is he? Or?
This is what he's thinking. Oh, how bad do I look?
Scarred,
you know,
burned.
You know,
Yeah.
you fancied that Tom Cruise. I gone the other way. She's going, it's
Right.
all right, it's all right.
Right.
It can't be relevant though that Tom Cruise was killed at the same time. I don't need to think about Tom Cruise. I'll put him out of my mind.
Okay, go on.
Put him out of my mind.
Anyway,
What's he going to look
all
like?
mirrors out of the room and everything. He's just learning to walk. He's going, why can't I look in a mirror? And the doctor's going, no point.
Yeah.
Right,
No
okay.
point. You've got to get used to this body. He's saying, what do you mean?
It's great that Tom Cruise just did a small cameo at the
This
beginning
is
of
good
this
as
film.
well, because we're seeing it through the... What's the voice like, by the way? The bloke's voice.
It's the same.
Just the same as it was
Oh, is it?
earlier. So the whole thing is through his eyes. I haven't seen his face.
No.
Then he gets walking. It's
Yeah.
almost time to go home.
Yep.
His girlfriend comes in.
Yep.
It's her job to tell him the new news.
Oh
the
my god,
shocking
what
news.
is the news?
Says there's the mirror. Look in there. He looks in it.
Yeah.
He's Tom Cruise
Right.
because he had his accident on the set. He
Yeah.
had the accident. They ended up in the hospital.
Right.
Quick! We've got to act quick. This is the time. This is the future
Right.
where they use
Where they can use
bodies, all the rest of it.
So Tom Cruise is dead.
Tom Cruise dead. This
But
bloke
he's just a
Brian.
body. His body's squashed, but... What's his name? Brian?
Yeah.
But Brian's brain's in Tom Cruise's body. Just a donor body. He just happens to
Just
look...
happened to. That's how
Yeah,
it is.
it's just meat. It's
just
Tom-
like a lung donor,
Exactly.
a heart donor.
Yeah.
It's just
so is this
timing.
Brian. He just looks like Tom Cruise now. He's got Tom Cruise's flesh.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Now, at first, initially, he's annoyed
But
he's
his
like going,
voice,
"I
is
hate
the
Tom
voice is still
Cruise."
the same as his was, even though it's got Tom Cruise's
It's
mouth.
got a
and-
bit of both.
A little bit different.
Who's
little
doing
bit.
it? But okay, sorry. Just practically, who is doing the voiceover then for the?
It's Tom now.
So
He's
Tom's
acting.
sort of doing an impression of this actor.
Brian's inside Tom.
His
Yeah.
name is Brian, but when you look at it on the telly, when the camera wheezes round
Yeah.
and you see him sat in his bed, it's Tom Cruise.
Sure.
Right. Okay.
His girlfriend's over the moon because she loves Tom Cruise.
Right.
He's gutted because he couldn't stand him. He can't stand the films. He's thinking,
Yeah, but
"Oh,
he must be thinking, I look like Tom Cruise, one of the most loved actors of his generation.
No,
And he's
you'd
also a
think
good-looking
so,
bloke.
but he's not because he's in shock. Remember,
Right.
he was expecting to see himself, and when he looks in the mirror, he's
Yeah,
seeing
no, it must
someone
be
else.
shocking. Yeah.
So
Also, the voice.
he's
is
going, I
weird.
can't stand this, and she's going, calm down, you'll get used to it. I don't want to get used to it. And she's sort of saying, look, you're alive.
Right.
Stop moaning.
Yeah.
Brian, stop moaning, Brian. She's calling him Brian, I assume.
She says,
And
yeah,
Tom Cruise just had a sort of donor card that allowed his body to be given away, did it?
Yeah, it's the future.
Right.
This is 2013, Steve. Things have changed.
Clearly.
Right. What's his
but
girlfriend's name?
Claire,
Claire and Brian. Okay, great. Just a different body, just a slightly different look.
All
Just
right,
like
so he's seen that he looks like Tom Cruise. He's shocked, but he's getting used to it.
he doesn't look like him. He is him.
Okay,
no,
right.
he's not him. He's Brian, isn't he?
Yeah, but to most people, it's
Yeah,
when
he
he
thinks-
leaves the hospital.
They go, "Oh, Tom, I thought you were
They're all
dead."
going, it's Tom, and he's going,
Really?
oh yeah, and he's going, oh, I knew this would happen, it's doing me head in.
Are there paparazzi? Do the paparazzi think it's Tom?
No.
Let him explain. Sorry, Rick, because you
so
heard
this
this. I
is
want to
weird,
hear
though.
this story.
This is weird though, because so he looks like Tom Cruise.
So he wheels out, he's in a wheelchair.
Okay.
He's going, I'm sick of this. The other patients are going, Tom, I thought you were dead. And he's
Yeah.
going,
Right.
yeah. And he's annoyed. He gets in the car. He gets out there
right,
and he sees a poster up on the side of the road
right.
for Mission Impossible 8.
Hold on, though. It's finished. I thought he died while they were
It's
filming
not
it.
finished. But now, these days, he's shouting about films before they're made.
Okay,
It's like Lord of the
Really?
Rings, isn't it? Yeah, they're going, Lord of the Rings is in the making. And they're going brilliant and all the hype
But
and
they put
everything.
a poster up even after.
Seems premature.
No, the poster was already up.
That
They
seems
haven't put it up.
premature, given that a man
coming-
died during the production.
Doesn't matter.
I've taken the posters down.
No,
but
it's
then I
all-
don't work in Hollywood. Right.
So the poster's up there, and he sees it as he's in the car driving past.
Yeah.
And he thinks, that can't be finished.
That makes sense, yeah.
They both look at each other. This is your chance. You wanted to be an actor. This is the chance.
Yeah.
Right.
Go back to the studio. So he goes in. Hello, you don't know me? And they go, oh, we think we do. And he go, no, you don't. I'm Brian. Tom
Right.
died on your film set.
Well, they must
Presume-
know that. They must know
Tom
that Tom
Cruise
Cruise
died.
is dead. Because his family must have been
All right, if
notified.
you want, it makes no difference. We can tweak the script.
Fire. You have, because before he was a plumber, by the way. It was a plumber who was turning up going, I'm going to finish Mission Impossible 8. So that was the
I'd much prefer that. And I can sort out your lavatory.
You get the idea.
Right, no, we don't get the idea. So this is, Brian has turned up looking like Tom Cruise. He said the film company, right, who must know that Tom Cruise died on their film set. What were they gonna do when
They
they
would
got
have
the
had to wrap it up. They would have
Well,
had
no,
to
what,
say...
you said they put the posters are up.
Yes, the posters are up before they've even finished
So they're
filming it.
cancelling the film until he walks in?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, so they are cancelling the film?
They're cancelling it.
Okay, so we're afraid that production has stopped on Mr. Impossible 8 due to the death of Tom Cruise.
Hang on a minute.
What?
I'm Brian.
Who's Brian? Oh my god, you look exactly like Tom Cruise. Oh, have they done that thing where they put Brian's brain in Tom Cruise's body?
Yeah.
Ah, but it's not Tom Cruise, you can't act like him.
I'm
you
an
don't-
actor.
Yeah, but he was good because he was like one of the best actors.
He's not that good. I never rated him.
Yeah, but a lot of people did, and he's
Yeah,
got
a lot of people didn't. So
Right.
let me bring in a new audience for you here. I
But
can bring
can
a
you-
bit to this.
Right.
So the film people. So just tell me what happens. Do they sign up the new guy? They
But
sign
is
up
it in
Brian?
the news? It must be in the news that
But
Tom
are they
Cruise
pretending that it's really Tom
died. No,
and
they
that Tom
can't do that.
survived?
They can't do that.
No.
But they're quite
So
unscrupulous.
they've
these
told
Hollywood
the
people.
world that Brian is taking over. Brian, right? He used to be a plumber,
This
but
is
it's now.
Brian, who has no surname.
Brian
Fine,
has
right,
no
he's
sense,
like
just
Madonna
Brian.
or Cher.
Exactly. Yeah.
this-
So Brian, right? Is that Brian?
But
with
it's above the title. Brian
I bet
in.
I bet it's Brian with a Y.
Brian with a Y
Right,
in
Brian.
Mission Impossible 8.
This won't work. Where's Tom Cruise? It's not the same.
So this, of course, gives it a boost because
Right.
The
people wanna
flagging
see- people
franchise
wanna
has
see how
been
good Brian is.
rejuvenated.
the
Yeah.
press, the news that's
Yeah.
out there,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and his new film.
Well, it's not Tom Cruise. They can't say that.
Well, it is though. When you look at it and you go, "Oh, it's Tom Cruise."
Well, no, you got to say a bloke that looks like Tom Cruise.
The body
in
of
his
Tom
new-
Cruise.
Yeah.
The acting ability of Brian. In a new movie.
Mission Impossible 8, starring the bones and skin and stuff of Tom Cruise with Brian's
Oh,
brain.
forget
Do
it.
you like Tom Cruise's face, but not his acting? Then you'll enjoy Mission Impossible 8.
Can't be bothered.
Oh, Mission Impossible 8. From the people who brought you the first 7, and the hair of the bloke who was in the first 7, but with Brian doing all the lines. It's some guy I've never heard of on the 7th sequel.
No, wait, sorry, I really want to hear the ending of this movie. Please let me ask questions. You had your chance to ask him questions.
Right.
So where are we? In a sort of 90-minute running time of a movie, where are we now in the film? Are we about two-thirds of the way through?
We're close to the end. I'd
Okay,
say.
so
close to the
Mission
end.
Impossible 8 has been made. So what's the end of our movie? Not of Mission Impossible 8, but the movie you're making. What's the ending there?
Do we ever get to see him in Mission
I
Impossible
think,
8?
yeah, but I think what happens is he becomes the person who he never liked,
Right.
and it's. I just want to get across the moral that who are we? Are we the people in our body or the people we look like? What's important in life? Is it the way you look or the way you think? And he changes because he looks like Tom Cruise. He becomes the man he never liked.
But you see, to me, just from the outsider's point of view, even if I was to accept all the other premise of this movie, which is clearly horseshit, what would have been more interesting is that they don't tell the world that it's a new guy, that they tell the world it's Tom and that they've brought him back to life.
He'll have that.
That seems more interesting because
he
then
dropped
there's
the plumber.
tension. They're lying to the world, and this guy he's getting the glory that he always wanted as an actor, but he's lying, and that's a more interesting tension. Is he going to declare, actually, I'm not really Tom, I'm Brian, I've been lying to you all, and that seems like a more interesting dilemma. Instead, we've brought back the walking corpse of Tom Cruise with another man's mind. I mean,
But I think
if the
people
whole world's accepting of that,
Yeah.
No, but you do want to see that. I think a lot of people would just want to see it for that morbid factor of, my God.
yeah, but but this is. You mean they want to see your film because of this morbid factor?
Yeah, this is a fiction.
This is a fiction. This didn't really happen. You mean the final act of the film is us seeing Mission Impossible 8, starring the real Tom Cruise playing just his own cadaver, and I mean it's an Oscar-winning performance from Tom. I don't know how he's keeping in check who he is.
What's his girlfriend think of this?
Who's?
Brian's.
She's loving it, isn't she? Because she always liked Tom Cruise. She's over
What
the
did
moon.
Brian look like, just out of interest?
He's just sort of an older looking.
Well, who would play him? Who would play him in this film?
Probably. It's got to be American. I'm not that. What's his name? The bloke who was in Cheers, probably.
Ted
Ted
Danson.
Danson.
Ted Danson.
So Ted Danson is Brian. So Claire, right?
This is so confusing because Ted Danson's supposed to be someone that we've never heard of, even though he's Ted Danson, and Tom Cruise is playing himself, the famous actor Tom Cruise, who is now inhabited by Ted Danson, who's not Ted Danson.
Ted Danson as Brian.
Ted Danson as Brian, as Tom Cruise, as Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible 8. Wow.
So, have you got a title yet?
No, I just wanted to know if you're in.
Surely the wife of Brian.
The wife of Brian.
Who's played Claire?
I'm up for you. You know, that's why I've come to you. I thought
There's
you'd
an
know.
obvious suggestion.
Okay, so-
Rebecca
okay.
De Mornay.
Okay. Yeah.
She is so hot after The Love of a Brain, or whatever it was called.
You wanna go where everybody knows your name? It's Brian. Well, that's about it for this special free guide to in aid of Red Nose Day, Comic Relief.
If you have enjoyed this, or even if you haven't, please make a contribution, big or small, to Comic Relief. You can visit rednoseday.com to do that. We'd appreciate it. Little Richard Curtis would appreciate it. He's definitely going to get an OBE at some point,
Definitely
if not
now.
a knighthood.
Yeah. Give him both. Carl, look at it this way. Supposing people come to this, they didn't like The Office, Extras, me, Steve, Idiot Abroad, The Ricky Gervais Show, they didn't like any of that, but they thought, hold on, they're doing something for charity, I'll check this out. They've had a whale of a time, they've laughed at everything, they're going to go and buy all the guides, still available on iTunes now.
That is shameless. Also, I'm doing a live stand-up comedy tour at the end of the year.
You can check out the details on rickygervais.com. Just do something for charity, or not. It's up to you. So it's goodbye from me, Ricky Gervais, and thank you. Goodbye from Stephen Merchant,
Goodbye.
and from the little round-headed buffoon that is Karl Pilkington. It's a goodbye.
All right.
And a big thank you to Positive Internet. Those guys make these little free podcasts possible. Good guys.